Hello, somebody. Welcome back. It's Inside the Trenches. We live here in the small slider studio. Usually we outside. Y'all hear traffic passing and all that extra stuff. You know, eating them burgers. We got the burgers in the studio, though, so we're definitely enjoying them. As promised, segment 2, I told y'all we was going to go on the college football scene. Well, to my right is my next guest, Adonis Friloux, Tulane defensive tackle representing Harvey graduate. Y'all make sure y'all check Adon out on the social media. Adonis Friloux. You can go ahead and tell them your Instagram. What's your IG?
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all for having me. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at
At
DonHavin,
Don having sacks, Don having interceptions, tackles for loss. He's just rolling. You know, how many sacks you got on the season? Like what? 2-3 sacks on the?
I think I got like 2 right now.
Oh, look at that boy coming from inside, bro.
Shouts out to St. Charles Parish.
Yes, indeed, definitely.
It's a blessing.
So, Don, let's take them back to the beginning. Man, you had an incredible journey going through college, and you still got a few more years balling. But getting here, right? I can take it back to that junior year at Harvey. I'm like, man, this kid here go, make some noise when recruiting comes, and then before you know it, man, you sign with Tulane and start making noise. So I guess talk to our viewers about like that transition between high school and college.
It's definitely been like a surreal experience for me, being like the first gen college student, first gen collegiate football player in my family. It was a lot of like adversity and things that I never knew about and was brought to me through that transition, and just adjusting from being a young player to now older player and all the things that I learned along the way. I've been really appreciative of the process. So yeah.
Brother Friloux from St. Charles Parish, Hornville to be exact. I'm sure you had multiple offers. Tell the people what made you decide to go to the Great Green Wave.
Right, yeah. So in reality, it was out of University of Houston, and Tulane University, and I was committed to Houston in the beginning, and I had ended up flipping on signing day. But I say it was a big hats off to the coaching staff at Tulane University. I feel like they made me very comfortable, like being around the staff and the team, bringing me to like different visits. And during the games and practices, I would be in the locker room and things like that. And they would always like check on my family. They would come to almost every game we had. Right. They was coming to the school and talking to me in the coach's office. It was just a lot of interaction with them, and I felt like a real family vibe with the school. So it wasn't even all about football at that point. It was mostly like who I felt more comfortable and who could like really make a family with for real. And so that's why I've been there all this time, because there's a lot of loyalty with those coaching staff and stuff like that. Even though there been a lot of coaching changes along the way. But yeah, and it also being close to home was another big factor as well. So.
Okay. And across that river, you know what I'm saying?
Such a great university, such a great time. I just would like to say, you are the example of keeping the talent in New Orleans, in the greater New Orleans area, inside of the state. Not only just inside the state, but if we just keep the talent inside of the city, look what could happen. Look where the Tulane Greenway have been for the past 4 years, not just this year. And the talent is because we're keeping guys in state just like you. Thank you for coming out tonight, bro.
No problem.
No doubt, no doubt. If y'all just tuning in, y'all are listening to my man Adonis Friloux. Y'all be sure to also hit him up on Twitter as well at Don Winning. You know what I'm talking about? We gonna be winning in this bowl game coming up here soon.
Tell the people what's your number. Tell your people your number.
Number 95. Make sure I check it out.
95 always live.
Sure.
So what is this bowl game? The Gasparilla Bowl?
Yeah, Gasparilla, yeah.
Gasparilla Bowl. I like that down in Tampa. Yeah. Florida, boy, y'all gonna be down there in Florida. It's nice in Florida.
I ain't never been to Tampa. The only places I've been to Florida like Orlando and Pensacola.
Well, look, Tampa ain't number 45 minutes to the east. It's nice. It's a lot of water, and it's separated. It's separated.
Man, so I guess y'all go against Florida. Y'all y'all going to their neck of the woods.
Oh yeah.
I know this is your first time playing Florida. Because you've played Ole Miss.
Yeah.
You played Oklahoma. Y'all just played, what was that? K-State?
Yeah.
Oh, Jinx. I was there at the same time. But this Florida team has been making a lot of noise here recently. Like, for real, like, just became bowl eligible like y'all, and they're more excited because mid-season Florida didn't think they was going to no bowl game. But it's a matchup I know you appreciate because it's an SEC team. Tell us about this bowl game, man. What excites you more than anything else?
Nah, I feel like, this is one of the moments you really think about when you're young and, you're going to college football playing a blue blood school like Florida. You feel me? Even though they ain't been, like, winning natties or whatever, it's still Florida and they SEC team. So being able to get this opportunity to showcase, like, all of our talents. And this is one of the games the NFL coach is going to be looking at. They're going to be the first game they put on and be like, shoot, let me see how he did against the SEC team. So it's a game a lot of people going to be watching. And it's the best game to really put on display your talents and your skills. So, facts.
December 20th, 3 p.m. or 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So that's 2:30 for us. So the weather, it's the December weather, so it's not gonna be like
it ain't gonna be
Florida
no
hot.
Nah, it's Florida. Florida, no matter
like
what time of
30,
year.
20 degrees.
Yeah. It's straight.
Union Home Mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Boy, these bowl games, putting out that bread, get them boy down there. Yeah.
I'm grateful that you guys get to continue your season and you guys get to show off your talent because the Tulane Green Wave, like I say, for the past 4 or 5 years, have been putting out tremendous teams, and I already got a feeling already because this already reminds me of that Tulane USC last year, well, year before last.
Right, yeah,
and,
that's right.
And,
that's right.
A big school, like he said, a blue blood and a Green Wave get to show who they are once again. I'm excited, brother.
Now that's cool. That's cool. Dying in Florida nights. Like my time at LSU, we went to one Florida bowl game. That was my freshman year. There we played against Iowa. They beat us down there in the Capital One Bowl. But the bowl gifts was lit. We travelers, so that was more travel bread. It was cool. Listen, man. Tulane has really been making noise. I'm kind of glad we didn't play y'all this year. I'm just keeping it a dialogue, That Nicholls State game was a little too close in one of them quarters for me.
And it was. No
cap.
Louisiana talent.
So Tulane has breaking through in recent years, made a big shift in team culture over really the past 7 years. But Don, you were one of the guys that was a part of the staff with Coach Fritz and then Coach Summerall. Both great coaches. I know both of them personally, more close with Coach Summerall than Coach Fritz just by the nature of me knowing him through when he was at Troy, his time even at Tulane before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're blessed to have two good staffs, but you're a part of that fabric. When you start thinking the guys who was at Tulane when they first made that shift, Don was one of those guys. Man, so I guess talk to me and CL and our listeners about like the culture of Tulane now, football.
Right, so I would say this has to be one of the most energetic staffs that we didn't have. We got a coach named Coach Polk. He literally runs with us during the plays, and he will chase down people. He'd be on kickoff. He the linebackers coach. He'd be running down kickoff. He played linebacker at Ole Miss too, but I feel like it's just a lot of passion and enthusiasm with this staff, and like you really could feel the energy, like before the games, while we in practice and in meetings, like you just feel the intent, and it's just like a different approach to the game with that staff. So I feel like that's really like what changed the culture a lot for real.
I think you're harboring a great secret, brother. I want you to tell the people, what does it really feel like to play college football in New Orleans, Louisiana?
Hey, if y'all want to win games in a great city, great food, great culture, man, come play football at Tulane. That's all I'm gonna say about that. You feel me? Proof is in the pudding. Yeah. No cap.
Okay, let me ask you this. All right, when you was at Hornville, I can remember your film just dominating folks. Look what I told him, JB. I said, man, my senior guy had 20 sacks. He went and got 29. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna tuck my 20 in. You know what I'm saying?
Right quick.
You and I was talking about the difference between like high school offensive linemen versus college offensive linemen. These guys more skilled. Is it not to give anybody undeserved props, but is anybody that you went against, any O-lineman, like, man, this dude gonna be a dog on the next level? Anybody stood out that really gave you a challenge?
Shoot, man. I would say K-State probably the best O-line we played all year.
Come on, even in because I know you went against Oklahoma. You
Now
played
we
against,
talking about collectively.
Yeah, I'm talking about your Tulane
Collectively.
career. Like, man, this. So, give you an example. While you thinking about it, when I got to the NFL, I thought the O linemen was straight. Like, even the guys that were starters, I'm like, man, they cool. Till I went against Jeff Saturday. Like, when I went up against Jeff Saturday, and it's not like he was this big, I'm going to block you guy. He was just so technically sound.
Yeah, nah.
So I guess if anybody you went against, you could just say that O line that you just recently went against, they was pretty sound. I mean, they were big and quick. They were like super technical against us.
I would say that O line from Ole Miss they went against my sophomore year when they had Matt Corral at quarterback.
Yeah.
That O line was solid.
Yeah, SEC O line solid. Yeah, if you get and this Florida offensive line that y'all going against, they got better. As the season progressed, they beat LSU.
Yeah.
So and that's one of the games. Like, think about it, CL, LSU, and Tulane. This is y'all time to shine. I ain't bringing LSU in the conversation. No, I'm not doing that.
Go Green Way.
We just talk about the opponent they going against, Florida.
Go Green Way.
But if we'd have played that team earlier in the year, we'd have been successful. I mean, you have to give Coach Dave Pierce props for getting that team prepared and ready to roll. So that's something that's big. All right, let's keep it rolling with NFL players. Let's go NFL players. When you start thinking about players you mold your game around that's currently playing or it could have been maybe recently retired or whatever, give me your top 3 defensive linemen in the NFL.
Like right now?
You could go.
I got different lists. Like
I got you. Okay, all right.
I got current.
Well, we're gonna go. Let's do the. Let's look at Adonis's 2 lists. Let's label this one.
All right.
Tulane's defensive tackle Adonis Friloux, top current and formal. There we go. So give me your top 3 current players right now.
Current right now that I'll probably move my game around. I said Dexter Lawrence, Vita Vea, and Grady Jarrett. That's my 3 favorite right there.
That boy Vita V, and I'm starting to see a little Vita V in your game. I see a little Vita V in your chest now too. He's on the big
Christian, what was he nice too?
Yeah, he is nice. And Dexter Lawrence, he's very crafty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I like his hands. He uses his hands real nice. Yeah.
I bet you. All right, this is what I want you to do next. Let me see how well I've been training Adonis since he was in the 10th grade. So let me see how well I know Adonis. Okay. I'm asking for your top 3 all time. Leave a slot open, and I'm going to see if I can name that player.
All right. So, got Aaron Donald.
Okay.
Got John Randall.
So that one slot left, I'm going to guess it. Now, I was going to guess Aaron Donald, but just knowing
That's too easy, bro. That's too easy.
So it's 2 guys I could think of. All right. One guy is Reggie White. No, okay. He's the third one?
That's one of them.
That's the third 3.
That's one of them.
Yeah, but I'm thinking
I'm trying to see what you're going to think of. Who else you going to think of, though?
And then the next guy I was going to think of was Warren Sapp.
There you go.
That's okay.
Right.
Yeah, because I was thinking I think he was thinking interior.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, interior. Oh,
Sapp
this
for
is
sure.
an interior.
Yeah. Well,
Sapp for sure.
A lot of people don't know that Reggie was inside initially, and then he went to the outside because
He would
Jerome.
move around
Yeah,
inside.
because Jerome Brown. Once they established how great Jerome Brown was, they couldn't break that tandem up. So Jerome was inside, Reggie was on the outside.
CL like a little NFL library. He like to show GM. Like he be going. Him and Mickey be looking at players, scouting and stuff like that.
Nah, I like Reggie White pass rush moves the most. That's what really like.
Yeah,
His home moves crazy.
Oh man, yes, indeed. It's just
There's only a few people on earth that could actually do that. So
really though.
So Adonis, we do have a good bit of young players that come on this show. The Shaw football team came on a couple times. John, Eric, Edna, Carl. Congratulations to Shaw and Carl.
Oh, for sure.
State championship. They'll be attending.
That's
Put
a
New
change of
Orleans back in the
scenery.
thing, man.
Change
You
of
know what I'm
scenery.
saying?
First time.
Well earned. JB was at the Shaw game.
Okay.
I was at the call. CL was on a flight back from Denver, just checking in. Types. So,
I did have to check in because I couldn't find it on. Usually somebody hit me up. Oh, it's on such and such. So it wasn't on anything. So I literally had to call him because I think it was like 21-12 at that time. The call game. So I had to, I had to check in because I was like, oh, they scored 12.
At one point, Catholic was
Right.
winning, yeah,
Right.
and it caused.
That's what I
athletes.
kind of heard through the grapevine. I had to call in.
Yeah. But like, I'm gonna just take a guy. Let's just pick up 2 random D tackles. Let's take Mike Banks, which you've worked with Mike before. He's the starting D tackle at Shaw, and let's take Richard Anderson, starting D tackle from LSU. What advice would you give these young men on like their workout routines, their game regimens, just little tidbits, so when they do get to the next level, they could be successful?
I would say focus on the little things, like any weak point that you can find in your game, like strengthen that as much as you can. Like if you can find any tendency in your film watch when you're watching your opponents, focus on that. Focus on the fundamentals too, because like you gotta fall back in fundamentals every time that you're on the field. So I say just focusing on the details and little things and being disciplined as well. Because if you ain't disciplined, then you ain't gonna be able to be your best self. So I would say those 3 things for sure.
There's several universities in the state of Louisiana, and I'm so glad that you're here representing the Green Wave. Tell the people that don't know, because they might not know the difference in the facility. Tell them about the facilities between St. Charles and Claiborne Avenue, uptown.
I'll tell you this, like, Tulane has came a long way with their facilities. Like, just from my freshman year, it was more like a JUCO locker room. You know, it wasn't that much different from that, the home locker room and the visiting locker room. But so we done been through a lot of changes, and they got more changes coming in the future. So it's a very big difference, I would say.
Man, go ahead and tell them, boy, Yeoman at night. Like, what it's like playing in it. Because this is how I look at Yeoman Stadium. It's really in the heart of uptown.
Yeah, it is.
Like, how close y'all are to Carrollton, but you're on Claiborne.
Right.
In the more richier part of New Orleans, right? So you got this beautiful stadium in this, like, so I guess give our viewers like a description of a night game at Tulane.
It's a lot of energy. Like, you be in a tunnel and they got a crowd to the left of you, a crowd to the right of you behind this little gate. Everybody screaming. Then you in the tunnel, the smoke go up, fireworks pop out. You just running out the tunnel. Cheerleaders in the band, everybody going crazy. You see the whole crowd just surround you. It's a crazy moment. Like, you feel like you're in a video game. It's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't lying to you. I went to a couple because it's really set up like a little coliseum. Like it does have that.
Bowl. Yeah.
What that food hitting for over there? Because I mean,
What you mean, like
because playing for the so I bounced around the NFL, right? You know, the food was fresh out there in Seattle. I ain't gonna lie, that was cool. You know, Carolina, they had their little deal, but boy, when I got back home on the Saints team, boy, that kitchen was off the chain. It's like Top Chef, you know? You feel me? Like, you know, so I guess, what y'all kitchen here for? Like, when y'all have y'all home games and y'all do the spread, how that's hitting?
Nah, the kitchen be decent. Like, you feel me? For a football team, it ain't that bad. It ain't gonna be none of your grandma's kitchen, though, that's what you're looking for. Like, you ain't gonna get that. You might have to put a little extra salt and pepper on it, but it gonna get you right for sure, though. Because, I mean, the main thing you're focusing on before a game is fueling your body.
Right.
You ain't
Nutrition.
worried
Right, correct.
taste that much.
Flavor, right,
but, you know, it's good enough for what it's worth, for real.
In your time at Tulane, you ever played SMU?
Yeah, we played. They was in our conference, our first
That's right.
2 years until they went to the, what you call it?
Or Miami and the ACC.
Yeah.
Did the committee get it right?
What?
SMU over Alabama with the brackets. You felt like Alabama had 3 losses, right, Sierra?
Yeah.
But SMU had 2 losses, which, hold on real quick, I'm going to get to it right. I know y'all. And that's crazy. JB, I'm going to ask you that when you come out.
We just going to throw them words out that they've been throwing out all weekend. Strength of schedule. What else they threw out there? What other words?
If we're going to be honest, though, Alabama has been underperforming, though. This is not a standard for their team. Like, if we're going to be honest, you know. They all could play a little better than what they playing.
Yeah.
And SMU,
I've been working.
They playing better than what people expect them to be playing.
Right.
So.
And the truth going to be told this weekend when they play against
really
Penn State.
I've been working on the verbiage all weekend, and I think I'm up to it. So we've all, like he said, they've been playing underwhelming football this year, and all the years that they did give Alabama that little boost to put them in whatever bracket that they put them in, this is justifiably the one year that they didn't deserve that boost to be in. That they didn't have the crescent couldn't push them through to get to that playoff level. So I've been working on it all week.
No, CL, that is perfectly said. The bottom line is, if y'all would have just lost 2 games, you would have been there. You don't lose to Vanderbilt, you in there. And who else they lost to? Florida? No, they lost to Oklahoma. Badly. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, brother.
So you lost 3 SEC games. So, I mean.
We almost beat Oklahoma.
We
lost them less than what they lost.
Who Florida beat? In my mind slips me. That's sad. Talking
about last weekend?
Besides LSU. And they beat Ole Miss. That's what it was.
I thought they beat A&M too. Or they
no, A&M. That was a team that was. But if you look at SMU lost to TCU, and they lost to they lost to Clemson, and they lost to BYU.
I even got a better one. The Alabama Crimson Tide did not earn the benefit of the doubt in the 2025 playoff.
See how the work.
I've been working on it.
And that sounds good, man.
That's valid.
If y'all just tuning in, it's Inside the Trenches. We live in the Small Slider studio. We're joined by Tulane's defensive tackle, Adonis Friloux. Be sure to follow him at @DonHaving on Instagram. I think I said that right. It's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
He got this. He got the swag days on his Instagram picture. You know what I'm saying? Like. The model look, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes he's serious, he's lifting weights.
Gotta be versatile.
Versatile, you know what I'm saying? That nice page, so you're going to love the content on there, most definitely. NFL, right? College football has been very fun to watch, but the NFL just seems crazy. Like, let's say Kansas City, y'all. Oh, God. They just, what is it, now, 10 games where they won by the last. So when you watch the NFL games, are you one of those guys like, man, I know I told you this all the time, but we all get lost in the sauce. Are you watching the line the whole time, or are you just like paying attention to everything?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. It really depends for real. Like, we have our own film session where we just watching the D-line. Like, sometimes we watch just regular NFL D-line footage, and so we just be studying the D-line. But if I'm at home and I'm just watching, like, a Saints game or something, I'm watching the whole game. Yeah. I might look at a play if they get a sack and be like, oh, they ran a little T stunt right there. Like that, Right. You feel me? Something like that. Like, what pass was movie hit them with, like, stuff like that. But I ain't just focusing on the line the whole time. Nah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm about 60-40, like 60% I'm watching the line because real talk, the replay gonna let me see what.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But that's boring football. But I ain't gonna lie, like if it's like I've been watching Derek Carr a lot. Like let me see when I'm watching the Saints game. Let me see what like when he jumped for that deal. I'm like, man, it is cool to check out for sure.
Well, on the slick, I've been watching a lot of Trevor Penning, and we'll talk about that later. But he's doing better than y'all giving him credit. I promise y'all that.
I will say that he is doing
but
better.
But I'm a film rat, so don't worry about me. The people want to know, brother, who you got in the Super Bowl. Come on. We're going to start it off early with you, baby. Let's go. Come on.
I'm about to throw them lines up in there.
Okay. Yeah.
Throw them lines in there.
Okay.
Hey.
Trying to see who
Don't talk to me.
I don't really know.
I think Baltimore, bro.
Baltimore?
That's what they want to see. Now, a lot of folks don't believe that because Kansas City just got the magic over there, right? But Baltimore, I think, is a team, especially with Derrick Henry.
It's too early for me, but if I was just to go there, I would say Detroit and Buffalo.
I like that.
Last night, Buffalo.
Yeah. Dude, we've had previous conversations about Lamar. I like Lamar. I'm a fan of Baltimore. The crab cakes, I ain't gone with the OB. But anyway, crab barrel. Anyway.
You should feel happy about the Saints, though, because we lost to L.A. badly, and L.A. beat Buffalo, and it wasn't supposed to be that close, I thought.
Well, I just look at it as I know what happens to the Baltimore Ravens when it comes to the playoffs. They'll run themselves into the playoffs, and then they'll try to pass their way to the Super Bowl. That doesn't work. Buffalo seems to be the same people consistently, even when they're in the playoffs. So that's the only reason why I put Buffalo there. Kansas City has played too many close games, and one, I think, you know, the ball's gonna drop eventually the other way. Pause. It's gonna bite them. It's gonna bite them in the ass, and I think they might lose a game possibly in the playoffs. You are.
You wild. It wasn't even a pause moment. It's a football. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. You know, it's a football. I told him, man, it's Cam and May's fault, bro. They
It's everybody's fault.
Bro. It's really y'all fault. It's y'all generation. Cause we'll say like, you know, the little no homo things or whatever back in the day, and there's no jokes and notes, so y'all can't cancel me or whatever. I'm just saying.
Right.
But you know, I can remember those things as kids, but you know, since then it's kind of changed.
And I know they watching me.
Yes, indeed. You funny, dog. Well, it's Inside the Trench. We want to thank my man Adonis for coming by the show.
Already appreciate y'all, man.
We got to get him back on, man, when it's when the bowl game. I got to see how that went, bro. So thank you so much for joining us. And look, if y'all need a nice used vehicle, y'all can hit my folks up at Montero Motors. They're at 1512 North Causeway Boulevard, Metairie, Louisiana. Hit my boy Alberto up. Say, Big Face sent me over here. He said you got the hookup. You're going to feel like Master P. Y'all don't go nowhere, baby. I got my man Byron Cole, New Orleans' very own community leader, going to sit down and chop it up with us. We're going to talk a little sports, but we're going to also talk 504. It's Inside the Trenches. Hello.